Hello friends, myself Praveen Gore, lecturer science department. So in previous lecture I started with heat and we have studied many aspects regarding heat. So in this class I'll be starting with gas laws and we'll see which are different types of gas laws, which are different gas laws. So first in gas laws we have Boyle's law, Charles law, then Gay-Lussac's law. Then we'll see what is ideal or perfect gas equation. Then we have laws of thermodynamics, into which we have zeroth law of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics, and second law of thermodynamics. To start with, we'll go with Boyle's law. So what is Boyle's law? There is a statement for Boyle's law. This law states that at constant temperature for a given mass of a gas, the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. At constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Suppose when we have a glass enclosed in a container, a gas is enclosed in a container. These are gas molecules. These gas molecules are enclosed in a container. And what happens? This gas has particular pressure, particular temperature, and particular volume, and mass of the gas will be fixed. So whenever a gas is contained, it has pressure, temperature, and volume. So how does the pressure, temperature, and volume changes with each other? That is given using different laws. So what happens if we keep temperature constant, then pressure is inversely related to volume. P is inversely proportional to volume. Then we have P is equal to, I'll remove the sign of proportionality and add constant of proportionality, that is P is equal to constant divided by V. I'll take V to other side, therefore final equation I get it as PV is equal to constant. P into V is equal to constant. Product of pressure into volume is constant at constant temperature. It remains the same. That means that if the pressure increases, volume decreases, or else if the volume increases, pressure has to decrease when the temperature is kept constant. This is Boyle's law. Then we have Charles law. What is the statement of Charles law? This law states that at constant pressure for a given mass of a gas, volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So what do you mean by absolute temperature? Okay, we have different scales for temperature. So suppose we have degree Celsius and we have Kelvin. So in this, Kelvin is absolute scale. Kelvin is absolute scale. Okay, and degree Celsius is normal thing. So what is the relation between Kelvin and degree Celsius? So 0 degree Celsius is 273 Kelvin. 0 degree Celsius is 273 Kelvin. Therefore 1 degree Celsius becomes 274 Kelvin. 274 Kelvin is 1 degree Celsius. So this is what is the relation between absolute temperature. Absolute temperature is always measured in kelvins. So at constant pressure, V is proportional to T. Absolute temperature is always given by capital T. So V is directly proportional to T at constant pressure. I'll remove the proportionality sign, add constant. V is equal to constant into T. I'll take T to the other side. V divided by T is constant, is the expression for Charles law. V divided by T is constant. Then third law is Gay-Lussac's law. Third law is Gay-Lussac's law. So what is this law states? This law states that at constant volume for a given mass of a gas, pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Here volume is constant and pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Therefore we have P is proportional to T. Therefore P is equal to constant into T. I take T to the other side. Therefore P divided by T is constant. This is expression for Gay-Lussac's law. So all the three laws I'll take a quick glance. Boyle's law is pressure is inversely proportional to volume. at constant temperature. Charles' law is volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure, and Gay-Lussac's law is pressure is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant volume. So in all the three laws, one of the parameters is being kept constant. In first case, Boyle's law, temperature is constant. Charles' law, pressure is kept constant, and Gay-Lussac's law, volume is kept constant, and accordingly we have variations. Now we'll see what is ideal gas or perfect gas, and we'll see what is ideal or perfect gas equation. So the gases which obey the gas laws are called ideal or perfect gases. Gases which obey all the three gas laws. If the gas is obeying Boyle's law as well as Charles' law and Gay-Lussac's law, then that gas is known as ideal or perfect gas. But in reality, if you see real gases, if you see hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, no gas is ideal gas. All these gases do not follow all the rules, all the laws. If one is following Gay-Lussac's law and Boyle's law, it will not follow Charles' law. If it is following Charles' law and Boyle's law, it will not follow Gay-Lussac's law. So there is no gas in present which is ideal. Okay, so ideal gases follow all the gas laws. So what is the proof? So we have ideal or perfect gas equation we have to find. So according to Boyle's law, what is the condition? Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. According to Charles' law, volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So when we combine the two laws, volume, in both the cases, volume is proportional to absolute temperature and volume is proportional to 1 by P. So we can combine that and we can write V is proportional to T divided by P. V is proportional to T divided by P. Therefore, I'll remove the proportionality sign, add the constant. V is equal to constant into T divided by P. We have V is equal to constant into T divided by P. So this P, I take it to the other side. So it becomes what? PV is equal to constant into T. I give the constant a particular name. PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT, where R is gas constant, So this is ideal gas equation. PV is equal to RT is ideal gas equation for 1 mole of gas. For 1 mole of gas. So we want for n number of moles. Okay, for n moles, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. This is our ideal gas equation or perfect gas equation. So we started with Boyle's law, V is proportional to 1 by P. We have Charles' law, V is proportional to T. Then we combined V is proportional to T divided by P. V is equal to constant into T divided by P. Then I shifted P. PV is equal to constant into T, which is nothing but PV is equal to R into T, where R is gas constant. And for n moles, we take PV is equal to nRT. This is our ideal gas equation. Now, let us go for laws of thermodynamics. So thermodynamics, what is thermodynamics? It is a branch of physics which deals with heat and work related to heat. It studies what? Heat and work related to heat. So there are 3 laws. First law is called as zeroth law of thermodynamics. Before going to first law, zeroth law of thermodynamics, we shall see what is thermal equilibrium. So I told you, I had given you the example of 2 bodies, body A and body B. Okay, and suppose temperature of body A is 40 degrees Celsius and temperature of body B is 30 degrees Celsius. So what happens when there is difference of temperature? The temperature of body A is 40 degree and temperature of body B is 30 degree. So there is difference of temperature. So that time what happens? Heat starts flowing. Heat Q starts flowing from body A to body B. Heat flows from a body of higher temperature to the body of lower temperature. And what happens? temperature of A decreases and temperature of B increases. What happens? Temperature of A, body A decreases, whereas temperature of body B increases. So after some time what you see is the temperature of both these bodies, some heat flows from A to B. So this temperature becomes 35 degrees Celsius of body A, and temperature of body B also becomes 35 degrees Celsius. Therefore temperatures are equal and heat flow will be 0. There is no heat flowing. When the temperature of two bodies are equal, there is no heat flowing. That means that there is thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium. This sentence, this word thermal equilibrium directly denotes that temperatures of two bodies are same. Okay, so now we'll see what is zeroth law. If two systems A and B are separately in equilibrium with another system C, then the systems A and B are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, what is the statement? Two systems A and B are separately in equilibrium with third system C. So what happens? This is a system C. A is in equilibrium with C. A and C have same temperatures. Correct? A and C have same temperatures. Therefore they have thermal equilibrium. B is in separately thermal equilibrium with C. Therefore B and C have same temperature. B and C also have same temperatures. And what does this mean? This means that A and B also have same temperature. This means that A and B also have same temperature. Let us see the definition one more time. If two systems A and B are separately in equilibrium with another system C, then the systems A and B are in thermal equilibrium with each other. This is how it is. The zeroth law of thermodynamics. Temperature of A and C are same, temperatures of B and C are same, therefore we can say temperature of A and B is also same because C is a single body. Okay, then C, first law of thermodynamics. Definition, statement of first law. When an amount of heat is supplied to a system, first the part of the heat is used in increasing the internal energy and the remaining is used in doing external work. Whenever any heat dQ is given to the system, part of the energy is first used in increasing internal energy, du. Part of it is used in increasing internal energy and the rest is used in doing external work. Therefore equation can be written as dQ is equal to du plus dW. What does this mean? First law of thermodynamics. So I'll give you the example of a bike and an engine. So inside engine we are giving heat. What is happening? Fuel is burning, heat is produced. So what happens? That entire heat, what is the external work done in case of bike engine? Pulling the bike. So what happens in this case? Not all the heat is used for pulling the bike, but first part of the energy, part of the heat is used in heating the engine. The first engine heats, then it starts pulling. Therefore part of the energy is used in increasing internal energy. Therefore engine gets heated first, then it starts pulling the bike. Okay, this is what is first law of thermodynamics. Then we have second law of thermodynamics. A self-acting device cannot transfer heat from a body of lower temperature to the body of higher temperature without the help of an external agent. A self-acting device cannot transfer heat from body of lower temperature to the body of higher temperature. So we know that all the bodies transfer heat from body of higher temperature to the body of lower temperature. Heat flows from body of higher temperature to the body of lower temperature. This is natural process. This is natural self-acting device. Okay, so in all the cases heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature. If I want to reverse the process, then I have to use some machine, some force, external force to it. That's what is given in second law of thermodynamics. So all these laws are very useful in studying deeper concepts of thermodynamics. Okay, and this completes unit 3. In further lectures, I'll be dealing with unit 4, wave motion. Thank you.